Hello there. We continue our special program on China's space exploration. I'm Su Yuting in Beijing. China is preparing to launch the Shenzhou-20 mission, the country's first manned mission this year. And the three taikonauts, Chen Dong, Chen Zhongrui and Wang Jie, are scheduled to depart for the Tiangong space station at 5:17 p.m. Beijing time on Thursday. Officials earlier held a news conference to announce the Shenzhou-20 crew. And taikonaut Chen Dong is the mission's commander. The crew will replace the Shenzhou-19 taikonauts who have been at the space station since October last year. We will bring you the live pictures from the Jiuquan Satellite Launch Center in northwest China, where the Shenzhou-20 crew will meet the media very soon. And now, for the latest, we go live to our reporters Zheng Yibing and Sun Ye, who are standing by at the Jiuquan Satellite Launch Center in Gansu Province. Good to see you both. And let's start with you, Yibing. The Shenzhou-20 crew will meet the public very soon. Please give us a sense of the atmosphere around you and what can we expect this time?
Hello there, Yiting. In less than 15 minutes, the Shenzhou-20 crew will meet the global media at the Wentiangou Pavilion just behind me. And the Shenzhou-20 trill, the mission commander Chen Dong and crew members Chen Zhongrui and Wang Jie will show up for the first time together. And the commander Chen Dong has carried out the China's manned space flight missions of Shenzhou-11 and Shenzhou-14. After the 2-year interval, he once again serves as the commander. Chen Zhongrui and Wang Jie both come from the third batch of the Chinese taikonauts. This is the first time to undertake the flight mission. Among them, Chen Zhongrui was the Air Force pilot before being selected. Wang Jie was an engineer at the China Academy of Space Technology affiliated to the China Aerospace Science and Technology Cooperation before being selected. Currently, they are making the final preparations for this mission. The crew will conduct China's 15th manned spaceflight and become the 9th group of residents aboard China's Tiangong space station and rotate with the Shenzhou-19 crew currently in China space station. The Shenzhou-20 crew's press meet will begin soon. And now, in the Wentiangou Pavilion, more than 100 journalists from around the world are waiting for them with so many questions. So let's wait and see the moment they appear together for the first time together. Back to you.
Well, thank you very much, Yibing. We are very looking forward to that press conference. And now let's go to our reporter Sun Ye, who was at the news conference earlier today. Sun Ye, what are some of the highlights from this morning's press conference?
Hey there, Yuting. Besides unveiling the Shenzhou-20 crew, the China Manned Space Agency also brought us up to speed on China's manned space efforts, including its international cooperation efforts. Now, one of the biggest news coming out from this morning's press briefing is to follow up on that major China-Pakistani agreement we talked about earlier. Now, China and Pakistan have agreed to select and train Pakistani astronauts, and one of them will be going to China's space station. And this morning, the CMS has unveiled a detailed plan. Now, the selection of the Pakistani astronauts will be taking place in Pakistan in a process that's similar to the selection of Chinese taikonauts, which means there will be 3 rounds of selection, and 2 Pakistani candidates will come out of it. And the 2 candidates will be coming to China for training, and one of them will be going to China's space station in the role as a payload specialist. The CMS said this morning that the Pakistani payload specialist went on China's space station. He or she will not only be taking on the routine tasks on the space station, but will also be carrying out space experiments for Pakistan. Now, the Pakistani astronaut may not be the only foreign astronaut. More might be coming, as the CMS also said this morning that it is in the process of talking with relevant countries for similar opportunities. Now, that piece of news has come as China is going all out in its preparation for the 2030 manned manned lunar landing goal. The CMS spokesperson Lin Xiqiang also said this morning that the 2030 goal is challenging, but everyone on all segments are going all out to make that happen. Now, we said earlier that the major components of that whole project, including the rockets, the lunar rover, the lunar manned spacecraft, these have been in prototype development. And the CMS said this morning that they are going to soon enter the next important phase of development. That's large-scale testing and cross-system testing, so that their capabilities are fully and thoroughly tested. The spokesperson also said everyone is working hard to make sure that the 2030 project will take place according to plan. Now, this is actually adding on to the anticipation for the Shenzhou-20 crew that meet the press session coming up later, because the taikonauts who are going to the moon for that first Chinese lunar manned landing project will be selected from the taikonauts who already had space experience. So let's wait and see.
Thank you very much, Sun Ye, reporting from the Jiuquan Satellite Launch Center in Gansu Province. And 3 taikonauts will be on board the Shenzhou-20 spacecraft bound for the Tiangong space station. They're Chen Dong, Chen Zhongrui, and Wang Jie. This is Chen Dong's 3rd space mission, and he will be the commander of the Shenzhou-20 mission. And Chen completed the Shenzhou-11 space mission in 2016 and the Shenzhou-14 space mission in 2022. Chen was born in 1978 and was selected to join the 2nd intake of Chinese astronauts. And Chen Zhongrui is a newcomer to space. He's from the 3rd intake of Chinese astronauts. Born in 1984, Chen is a former PLA Air Force pilot. And this is also the first space mission for Wang Jie. Wang was selected to join the 3rd intake of Chinese astronauts in 2020. And born in 1989, Wang Jie is an engineer from the China Aerospace Science and Technology Corporation. And previously at the news conference, the China Manned Space Agency announced the activities and goals of the Shenzhou-20 mission.
Mission's main objectives are in-orbit rotation with Shenzhou-19 crew, about 6 months stay aboard the space station, to carry out experiments and tests of space science and application, to perform extravehicular activities and cargo in and out tasks, to install space debris shelters, to deploy and recover extravehicular payloads and equipment, to conduct popular science education and public welfare activities, to carry out extra onboard experiments, etc., further improving the operating efficiency of space station and its application benefits.
And for more insights, let's bring in Professor Yang Yuguang. He's the chair of the International Astronautical Federation Space Transportation Committee. Well, Professor Yang, good to have you with us again. What criteria are used to select the astronaut? And we know that Chen Dong is now the Shenzhou-20 mission commander. So what are the responsibilities different from the previous mission commander?
Of course, the first is the physical condition of the astronaut. So they must be strong enough and also adaptive to the intensive vibration, acceleration, and also the hazardous space environment. This is the first one. And also, they must have very comprehensive knowledge about what they will do and what they must face during the very hazardous space environment. The third, that their former experience is very important. This is what you asked. That for the pilots, usually it is very helpful if they have the experience to serve the Air Force or the Navy as a pilot before. So this is, that many of our astronauts, most of the pilots were selected from the Air Force pilots. And also, we have the flight engineers and the payload specialists. So, that this time is the 3rd time Mr. Wang Jie is the 3rd payload specialist conducting the flight missions. Previously, we have Mr. Gui Haichao and Ms. Wang Haoze. And more important thing, that I come from the industry, and I'm very, very proud that Ms. Wang Haoze and Mr. Wang Jie are the elite of our engineers to have the chance to visiting our space. They also fulfill our own dreams.
Yes, very arduous task and training, very intense one.
Exactly.
Myself, have been into the aerospace astronaut center for China for 1 week, and I just experienced those kind of very difficult training. It's rotating chair and even make you vomiting. So it's not ordinary people can overcome that kind of difficulty. So could you please tell us more about those kind of very intensive training for the astronaut?
What you mentioned is to be adaptive of the G forces. Usually during a real flight mission, it's actually speaking about 3.8 times your own mass. So this is a normal condition. But you know, for the abnormal, for instance, as in emergency escape, they must face G forces more than 8. You know, most of the, all of the astronauts in China were trained in this under the 8 G forces. They can not only adapt these G forces, but can also do the right choice, do the right operation under the 8G forces. So this is very necessary for the pilots, although this is not required for the payload specialist, but also like Mr. Gui Haichao, Ms. Wang Haoze are also trained under this condition. So this is, as we've already discussed, this is a very strict requirement to the astronaut, but they can deal with that. So more challenging training is the, you know, that for the EVA, they must train in the neutral buoyancy pool. So it is so hard, and they can even very hardly to raise the chopstick after training during the launch. So you can see how hard it is. But all our astronauts, including the pilots, including the flight engineers, and also the payload specialists, can accomplish their training very successfully. So this is very necessary and very successful preparation. I believe that the Shenzhou-20 crew, including their backups, has already been well trained to facing the challenges in their flight mission.
Yes, as you mentioned, very deep water there. Inside that pool, and you need to carry very heavy spacesuit and to carry those kind of experiments onto the water to test the gravity of the space. That's a simulation. Yeah, and we know that some of the astronauts, this one on the Shenzhou-20, is just posted 1970s and 1980s, but previously during the Shenzhou-19 crew, they are posted 1990s. So the new generations and younger generations with the older generations, it's kind of combination of efforts together.
Yeah, so we've seen that no exception this time. We have 1 veteran and 2 new members. But also, as we've already mentioned during the previous program, that this time will be the 9th and the 10th astronaut from the 3rd batch. You know that they are so young, as you mentioned, most of them were born in 1990s or in 1980s. So they are young enough to facing the challenges in the missions in the future, including the lunar missions we must conduct before 2030. So the 10 members from the 3rd batch will already have that experience more than half a year in outer space. So in the future, they can dealing with more complicated conditions in the future missions, either go back to China's Tiangong space station or in the lunar missions. And also, their experience is also very helpful for the 4th batch, because you know that every time they will help the newcomers to conduct the EVA and also other very complicated scientific research on board our Tiangong space station.
We've already achieved lots of breakthroughs. For example, you mentioned EVA, extravehicular activities. We've achieved the breakthrough that is the new record of the duration time is 9 hours.
Yes.
So that's a very fantastic figure. And we know that in the near future, the Shenzhou-20 crew will conduct lots of experiments. And Shenzhou-19 crew has already conducted 88 scientific experiments in the space. So what can we expect in the near future of their experiments in the space?
According to the introduction of Mr. Lin Xiqiang, they will have more very important experiments on board our Tiangong space station during this Shenzhou-20 mission. One important thing is that zebrafish will go back to Tiangong space station.
That's very interesting.
Exactly.
Zebrafish.
So during the Shenzhou-18 mission, we can still remember that the first time they feed the zebrafish and also construct a combined and closed.
Thank you very much, Yang Yuguang. Perhaps we have to leave you there, as our press conference will soon start. start at the Jiuquan Satellite Launch Center in northwestern China's Gansu province. And all the 3 crew members will be to a meeting with the press. And we're looking forward to that. And the Shenzhou-20 crew will soon meeting with the media. So we're very looking forward to that. Now let's go live to the scene.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends from the media, good morning. According to the decision of the mission headquarters, the crew of Shenzhou-20 manned space mission consists of 3 tachonauts. They are tachonaut Chen Dong, tachonaut Chen Zhongrui, and tachonaut Wang Jie. Now, please allow me to invite Ms. Chen Xin, Director of China Astronaut Research and Training Center, to introduce the crew. Ladies and gentlemen, friends from the press, now please allow me to brief you the crew members of the Shenzhou-20 manned space mission. Commander Chen Dong, male Han nationality from Henan province, with master degree, born in December 1978, to join the PLA in August 1997, joined the CPC in April 2002, and he is now the commander of the PLA Astronaut Corps, and also with the rank of the senior colonel, and he also the commander of the aircraft, and also the top class of the pilots, and he was selected as one of the second batch of tachonauts in May 2010. He flew the Shenzhou-11 mission in 2016, and he was awarded the honorary title of Space Hero by the CPC Central Committee State Council and the Central Military Commission the same year, and also was granted the third-class space flight merit medal. And he also performed the Shenzhou-14 mission, and also he was granted a second-class space flight merit medal, and this time is his 3rd time of flight. Tachonaut Chen Zhongrui, Han nationality from Henan province, and the bachelor degree. He was born in October 1984 and joined the party in 2003 and joined the PLA in 2006, and he now is the deputy commander of the PLA Astronaut Corps, a Class 4 astronaut, and with the senior colonel, and he also was ranked as the first-class pilot of the Air Force, and he was selected as the 3rd batch tachonauts in October 2020. Tachonaut Wang Jie, Han nationality from the Inner Mongolia, with a doctorate degree, and was born in 1986 and joined the PLA in 2006 and joined the CPC in 2010, and he is now the Class 4 astronaut of the PLA Astronaut Corps, and also he was the engineer of the Academy of Space Technology, and he is right now the 3rd batch of the tachonauts. After comprehensive and systemic training, the 3 tachonauts were subject to the in-parallel assessment with excellent results, and they are qualified and determined as the crew of Shenzhou-20 mission. Thank you, Ms. Chen Xin. Now the floor is open for questions. Thank you. With CMG. My question to Commander Chen Dong. This is your 3rd time to perform the manned mission, and you are also the member among the 2nd batch of tachonauts as the commander, and also fly to the space station. So what's the difference this time compared to your first two previous missions? First of all, thank you for your support and care. And I'm still very excited, although it's my third time. I feel very proud, and because once again, on behalf of the country, I will fly to the space station. It's really happy and also honored for that, and also is full of expectation because every flight is unique. So hope that through my journey this time, I could also make more breakthroughs and gain more experience. The most important task this time is we should benchmark to the zero mistake and also to focus on the carrying forward our spirit. So that is a very good opportunity to cultivate and also let the new first-time flyers to grow and also to build up our morale and also to have a good cooperation among the crew. So I will also lead the team and to finish all the set missions. We talk about for the first time, you may not really familiar, and second time you got familiar, and the third time should be a veteran. So I really with my full confidence and determined to perform my job, and also with my eager to fly once again to the space station and support of the whole team, and once again to our space home, and also to explore the dream in the outer space. Thank you. Next question, please. People's Daily. My question to Chen Zhongrui. First of all, congratulations and to perform your maiden flight. So as a pilot, and right now you are the member crew this time. So what's really your journey behind? Yes, indeed, as you mentioned previously, a pilot to safeguard the sky of the country, and I also witness that the journey gone through, and also I feel so proud of our country, and I always dream to fly higher and higher and to explore the vast universe. So when the news came to me that the country selected another batch of tachonauts. So the 18 teams of our third batch joined at the astronaut corps and also started our journey to explore the cosmos. And today, my dream will come to a reality. And also, I would like to say a big thank you to all the people that support me throughout the journey, and also thank you everyone behind the scene for your hard work and efforts. I also would like to give the credit to the new era because that gave us this opportunity to bring our dream come true. So here I would like to say I'm very lucky to born in this great time. So my personal dream, my dream to explore universe and connect it to the dream of the country and the era. So I would like to really explore my dream in the good year and also to bring the glory of the people in this industry and write a new chapter of that in the space station. Thank you. With Inner Mongolia TV, my question to 03 tachonauts Wang Jie. Congratulations. And we know that you are not the tachonauts from Inner Mongolia. We know Inner Mongolia has a really deep bond with China's space station program. And we learned that after your graduation, you became a participant in the space industry, and also you selected as the third batch of the tachonauts. Right now, you will welcome your first-time flight to the sky, to the universe. So what's your feeling now? Looking back at my journey, so the deep feeling for me is that you should have a dream. So when your personal dream and a dock and in maneuver with the country's strategy, so each and every your efforts paid back. And in 2003, tachonaut Yang Liwei on board Shenzhou-5 landed successfully in my hometown, Inner Mongolia, and also marked China has that capability to master the space technology. So that story actually is really a big inspiration to me. I believe this is a really a decent job, and also I have my dream to that sky. So I also major in the space industry and also become a practitioner in this industry, and I'm very luckily and to be qualified as one of the tachonauts. I feel very happy, and I believe that also the responsibility given by the new era. In order to be a qualified astronaut to perform the task in space, I learned a lot. I also work very hard. I learned a theoretical knowledge and also become a professional astronaut. I hope that I could contribute myself to the country's strategy. And also I would like to say a big thank you to the era, because everyone have a dream and you have that possibility to make your dream come true.
好，下一个问题，第三排的你记住。
Thank you. It's a TVBS. My question to Commander Chen Dong. And according to the introduction, your three tachonauts, the crew come from different backgrounds. How you evaluate your team member and what kind of the challenges you will face this time in space station? Thank you for your question. And the crew had worked together for quite a long time, so we knew each other very well. We had a very good rapport. So no matter if it's the aircraft, a fighter, a pilot or an engineer, we learn from each other. And it also shows that they are really thoughtful thinking, and also that should really have that solid basis of knowledge and also work into details to pursue the excellency. We work together to also to provide our solutions and wisdom, and I have a full confidence in the crew. We actually to bring or pool our intellections together to find the solutions, and also for each and every one of us after the long-term training, we also have very solid capability. And this time we also have different challenges. We need to carry out the maintenance work and also the other activities. So we work very hard on the ground in order to make us capable to deal with different kinds of situations up there in the space station. So we could guarantee that we could finish our tasks and missions, and we have that confidence that we will for sure to do our best and to finish all the assigned tasks. Thank you. Thank you. China National Radio, my question to Taikonaut Chen Zhongrui. Congratulations. The question is, just now Commander Chen Dong introduced that you actually should really to have that capability to perform your own job and also could come together to create that synergy to solve different kinds of the questions. How you evaluate? I believe that's the requirement mentioned and put out by the commander. No matter if we do our own job or we cooperate, the goal by the end of the day is to finish all the assigned tasks. So at the very beginning, and started our training, our two younger ones, actually, we are very nervous because we have a very senior one. This is his third time to fly to the space station. But right now, we become a team, and it's become like 1 + 1 + 1 equal to a big team. And also we perform our own job, but also we belong to the same team. So we should get ourselves adapt to the weightless environment as soon as possible, and we should also master more technologies and the knowledges so that we could provide better protection in the space station. And we should also learn from the Shenzhou-20 crew. So we also should perform a good performance in the actual vehicular tasks and also the resources management, and also carry out the experiment and tests in space in order to make our contribution to the country's space development. So all in all, we will work together and perform a precise operation and to really use our solid work to pay back to the country and live up to the people's expectation and also show our loyalty to the country.
好，下一个问题。好，那么第二排的女士。
Thank you, Guangming Daily. My question to 03 Taconauts Wang Jie. From designing a flight vehicle, right now you will very soon on board that flight vehicle. What's your preparation behind and what's your main tasks this time? Thank you for your question. Just now, Commander just mentioned, and we have a full schedule of tasks this time with great challenges. So the crew always follow the requirement of zero missed, zero error. We had a solid preparation. So during that preparation phase, I also summarized the experience previously. And also, we talk about we also carry out the task and the training for carrying out extravehicular activities and resources management. And we also think, first of all, from a systematic manner, we think about how to operate different systems, what's the reason behind, what's the logic, and how we could connect different systems together. So we actually learn the knowledge and also to reflect that knowledge and apply to the other areas. For myself this time, I will do the tasks such as a new technologies in the weightless environment and also the platform care, equipment maintenance and repairment, emergency troubleshooting. We are a team. We have our different tasks, but all together, we are the backup for each other to perform the tasks. I believe under the guidance of the commander and full support of our ground team, the Shenzhou-20 crew will for sure carry out that precise operation and in a good morale and to use well and also protect well our space home and also to use our concrete results to write a glory chapter in our space history.
最后一个问题。
One last question, please.
请这位记者。
谢谢主持人。
Xinhua News Agency, my question to Commander Chen Dong. Tomorrow marks the 10th China's Space Day and also the Dongfang 1, the 55th anniversary of launching the Dongfang. So, as a person that joined the whole journey of the China's space industry, what's your evaluation? And also, you right now carrying the baton of the rally race. What's your feeling on that? Thank you for your question. We talk about this is to give the credit to the generations of hard work made by the people in this industry. And here, we talk about the very first satellite Dongfang 1 launched to the sky. And that's April 24th, 1970. That also marks the first step made in China's history. And that's also a glory history of flying up to the vast universe. That also showed that the self-strength and self-struggle of that the people in this industry. 55 years later, we will celebrate the 10th China Space Day. We will also start here to also write that a glory dream and also make greater progress. And also we also appreciate that all the experience efforts made by the previous predecessors, and we will also to stick to our original aspirations and also work closely with each other and also to run well with the baton on our own hands and also make a new contribution and also the achievements to the country's development in space. Thank you, three technonauts. Due to the interest of time, and the crew also need to prepare for tomorrow's mission. That's the end of the press conference. And wish the mission great success and also a great return to the Earth. Thank you.
Well, you're just watching the live pictures in Jiuquan Satellite Launch Center in northwestern China's Gansu province, where the Shenzhou-20 crew members, 3 trails, are just meeting with the press to brief their mission to the space. So for more insights, let's bring in our Professor Yang Yuguang. He's the chair of International Astronautical Federation's Space Transportation Committee. Professor, good to bring you back to our studio. And we know that this is a very exciting moment for all of us. And those 3 crew members just briefed the media on their mission. So what stood out most for you? What impressed you most?
Well, that what proud me most is that as a native of Inner Mongolia, I'm so proud. And for the first time, we have also astronaut from my homeland to go to outer space. You know that although Inner Mongolia plays a very, very important role in China's manned space program, although, as you mentioned, it is called the Jiuquan Satellite Launch Center, because you know that the nearest big city is Jiuquan, located in Gansu province. But actually speaking, the launch pad of the China manned space program located in the Alashan of Inner Mongolia. Actually speaking, in the Ejina banner in Inner Mongolia. Also, the landing site, either the previous one in Sizhuang banner or the current one near the Jiuquan Satellite Center, all these are located in Inner Mongolia. So you can see how important it is the Inner Mongolia for China's manned space program. But in the previous missions, we don't have a native of Inner Mongolia as the astronaut. But this time, we have one. So I'm so excited and so proud.
Yeah, very proud. As Wang Jie just mentioned, that he's also very proud of he's also Inner Mongolia region, right?
Yeah.
And he just mentioned about the Yang Liwei,
Yes.
the predecessor spirit. Yang Liwei is the first Chinese astronaut took off to the space in 2003 during the Shenzhou-5 mission.
Yes.
So that is a very inspiring and encouraging story for Wang Jie. That's the reason why he just achieved his dream, now becoming an astronaut.
So this is what you mentioned is a very, very good example. You know that not only we engineers and scientists from the space field, many of us choose this as our lifespan career because of the influence of Mr. Yang Liwei. Also, many astronauts, including those from the second batch and this third batch, they choose this career because of Mr. Yang Liwei. So you can see how important it is for the China's manned space program to encourage the young people to join the space field. And also, this is also a good help for the promotion of China's high technology field and also for the whole industry and the scientific research field.
Yes, actually, this is a kind of teamwork. It cannot be achieved with one person. We need the cooperate and coordinated efforts among all the astronauts on space. So we know that the Shenzhou-19 crew members will spend 1 week with the Shenzhou-20 crew members in Tiangong space module. So could you please tell us about that? What are the highlights and experiments expected to be taken in space?
Well, you know, that's according to Mr. Lin Xiqiang's introduction. This time we will have at least 3 experiments in biological study. So this is very complex. And as we mentioned before, that the zebrafish will go back to our Tiangong space station again. Also, there are other experiments, very, very complex. And moreover, you see that today they will have the very useful study on quantum science. So this will also be very helpful for the scientists on the ground to have a better understanding of the behavior in physics. Moreover, they will also conduct maintenance of our Tiangong space station. You know that today the space debris become more and more serious. So I believe that they will also conduct the EVA and also necessary measures to protect our Tiangong station to ensure the lifespan will be more than 10 years. Also, as we already discussed in the previous program, today the EVA spacesuit, actually speaking, the second generation Feitian spacesuit become more and more practical, and we've already reached the very advanced level comparing with other countries. So in the future, I believe that although you know that the Shenzhou 20 crew is full of confidence, but they are also very clear about the challenge and the difficulty of their tasks, especially the EVA. So I believe they've already been well trained for their future experiments outside the Tiangong Space Station, and also I believe they will be very, very successful during their whole mission.
And Chen Zhong is the commander-in-chief, and Chen Zhongrui and Wang Jie also mentioned about their task. And especially Wang Jie mentioned that technical preparations to handle emergency situations. So what are some of the major technical or operational challenges for this mission? Are there any contingency plans?
Quite right. You know that Miss Wang Haoze and Miss Wang Jie, as we've already mentioned, they come from the industry. They are experienced engineers in their field. So their knowledge and their experience in their previous work are very helpful for them to conduct a very complex scientific research and engineering study on board the Tiangong Space Station. You know, not only the scientific research, but also, you know, that the developing new technology is a major task for our Tiangong Space Station in this, as you mentioned, the application and the development phase. So the new technologies conducted in Tiangong Space Station, their career will be very helpful to be a payload specialist. So I believe that although he's the third one, but also I believe that they will facing many, many challenges during their daily work, especially the experiment related to new technologies.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Yang Yuguang. Thank you very much for your insights. And we're looking forward to that mission tomorrow because it's coincide with the 10th China Space Day.
Yes.
So that is very, very significant day for all the Chinese people and the world at large. We believe that will have very significant implications on the aerospace industry and China's manned space mission.
Yes.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
And that's it for our special preview of China's Shenzhou-20 mission. Join us tomorrow, Thursday, April the 24th, for CGTN's live coverage of the space launch. The Shenzhou-20 liftoff is scheduled for 5:17 p.m. Beijing time. I'm Su Yuting in Beijing. Thank you very much for watching.